I know you filed this complaint with the Federal Elections Commission. What do you think is behind this decision? Do you think it's driven by the Biden camp, the Trump camp, both camps, CNN? What?
The rules are that networks can sponsor debates, but they cannot pre-select. They have to use pre-selected criteria in order to decide who gets to participate in those debates, and it has to be objective, neutral criteria. And what happened, according to the people who participated in that conversation, as reported by the Washington Post, is that the Biden administration said to CNN, you need to select rules that will keep Robert Kennedy off the stage, or we're not going to participate. If you have criteria that you design to garner two candidates, then that's an illegal, and to exclude everybody else, and that is an illegal campaign contribution to those candidates. And so we've written a complaint to FEC asking them to enforce the rules. We talked with CNN, and CNN was very cagey about exactly what happened in that conversation. We asked them, did you pre-select? Did you select it in response? Did you select your criteria in response to what the Biden administration asked you to do? And they said, we can't answer that question because it's privilege. Well, there is no privilege that applies to that conversation. So they were being dishonest about that.
Do you think that there's one candidate that's more against you being there, obviously because they think you're going to hurt their chances more?
Both candidates want to be off the stage. But since the announcement, President Trump has come out publicly and said that he would welcome me on the stage, as long as I meet the criteria, which I do. The President Biden's staff has said they do not want me on the stage and that they will not participate if I am on the stage. So I would say the answer to that question is that President Biden doesn't want me on. The polls, the best polls, show that I take many more votes away from President Trump than I do from President Biden. So, when we poll our own followers, about 57% of them say that if I'm not in the race, that they're going to support President Trump. If I'm in the race with President Trump and President Biden, President Trump wins. If I get out of the race, President Trump wins larger. He actually gets 2 more states, Virginia and Maine. If in a head-to-head race between me and President Trump, I beat President Trump. President Biden cannot beat President Trump. I can. In a head-to-head race between me and President Biden, I win 39 states. He only wins 11.
Today is the anniversary of your father's assassination, Robert F. Kennedy. And I've been thinking about that a lot. And I'm wondering, looking back, how you think your views align or don't align with your dad's.
My view is that the issues that I believe in, and the issues that I'm arguing about in this campaign against the war, about rebuilding the middle class, about protecting the Constitution and the First Amendment, about trying to achieve the American dream for every American, all of the issues that I feel strongly about are issues that my father also felt strongly about. I think my campaign is in many ways identical to his if you just went down the issues and checked the boxes. The same is true of President Kennedy, my uncle. So, but there may be people who disagree with me about that. What Secretary Seward said when President Lincoln died, he said he belongs to the ages now. So I know people have different opinions about what my father and my uncle would have stood for, but I've spent a lifetime studying their records. And understanding them because it's part of my own understanding of myself. And I'm very comfortable with their values. I feel great admiration for both of them for what they tried to do for our country. And I feel like, my life has been devoted to achieving those same objectives. I have the same vision for America as they did.